Hello and welcome to another book review with a buzz, and a little bit of a strange one really. As I always say, I read a lot and listen to a lot of autobiographies from celebs, obviously, because if you're not a celeb, who gives a shit? And the one I listened to recently was Moby, and I've seen him a few times, but I wouldn't say I was a massive Moby fan. I kind of like his music, but you know, not hugely. Don't really know why I chose it. Well, it's read by him. I always like the autobiographies which are read by the author. And it was really good. It didn't get really good until chapter 44, and I'm not sure why that was. I generally listen to them when I'm mowing the lawn and I'm stoned. And chapter 44, something kicked in. It was either his story or I don't know what. And the anecdotes just started getting more and more outrageous. Also, it seemed a little bit annoying because what the book does, it just keeps jumping around. It's early days, it's success, it's early days, it's success. Almost every chapter, you're back to the 80s, you're into the 2000s, 80s, 2000s, 80s, 2000s. Little bit annoying, and I thought, well, hang on a minute, I've jumped around to Moby a lot. Why can't he jump around in his book? And in the end, you do get used to it. And for me, chapter 44, it just kind of went up a level. And of course, as the new normal pattern goes, I mean, with the success of Play and then Hotel, his life becomes more and more debauched. And the excess, it's not unique to him or any autobiography, but it was very well told because he's not a band, he's an individual, and he was dealing with this by himself, quite often desperately by himself. And it became more and more enjoyable to listen to and insightful, really. When you hear the lyrics, which perhaps you discarded as just part of the song, having now listened to what he was going through, the lyrics have all the more poignancy. And I now find myself listening to a lot more Moby, 20 years after the time it was so popular. So I really enjoyed that. But then, and I'm torn between telling you, warning you, and spoiling it. I'm not going to spoil it. But so what was happening? And I'd been eking this audio book out because generally the better they get, the slower I listen to them because I don't want them to end. And I'm mowing the lawn, having had this audio book going for about 3 weeks. Didn't know how much was left because I wasn't looking at how many chapters were left, and wasn't sure when it was written or when it would end. And apparently this is his second. Oh God, what's it called? Oh, yeah, it's called And Then It Fell Apart. So very, very apt, very poignant. And apparently he's done another one before that. So I'm listening to it, and it gets to this point, which you're anticipating, and it ends. And then it says, "We hope you enjoyed this, listening to this audiobook." Wow! That was so powerful. I'm not going to tell you where it happens or when it happens, and I don't even know what chapter it happened on. But it was not what I was expecting at all. To the point where I had to stop mowing mid-lawn. I just had to stop there for a minute. And then I couldn't listen to another book for like 3 days. I just had to digest, had to process it. Super powerful, super honest, super insightful. Really well done. And I can't help, when I listen to a book, I start composing a review from chapter 1 in my head. And this review kept changing because it was mediocre. And I guess I was thinking, oh, the heading's going to be a bacon sandwich would have fixed everything. But it wouldn't actually. And in the end, I haven't written a review because it deserves more than a drunken spiel in front of a video camera. But I'm starting with this. But I would recommend it as if you're into autobiographies, whether you're into Moby or not, if you're into excess and the music debauched society. This is a story with honesty and a twist and beautifully told. Well, it's beautifully told. He's not the best reader. He's a good reader, but sometimes when he's doing conversation back and forth, there are no changes in his voice at all. It's like, she said, "You're drunk." I said, "I know." She said, "I am." And it was all right. It doesn't really detract from the narrative. But you think, oh, come on, Moby, you could put a little bit more emphasis on this. But no, there's a small critic in a genuinely really, really good book. So that's my book review with the buzz for today. Is Moby's And Then It Fell Apart the audio book read by, oh, damn it, oh, Moby. That's my recommendation.